So this is the current situation at my desk right now. I really want to put away my palette from the previous drawing that I just finished because I just want to start fresh for this weekend when I start on my next piece. And this palette has been sitting here for, I don't know, a good week now, and it's all of the crusty oil pastel shavings and linseed oil, and I really just need to wash that and put it away because I won't be using a palette for a while, and really just organizing my pastels back because when I work I tend to be really messy and I want to see all my pastels laid out at once. And so you can kind of tell that how used my cutting mat already looks, and this is only about a few months old, to be honest. I'm just a very messy worker, but I need to organize those, and I want to put away the other stuff that's sitting on my desk right now because the paper is so huge that I don't really know where I can properly set it down on in my house. I don't have a table that's really large enough, and I don't know if I want to do it on the floor. I don't want the paper to get dirty, and I have a dog and there's fur everywhere, so I'm hoping I could just lay the paper down and I can start taping the border of my next piece up so that I don't have to worry about that tomorrow. But yeah, I need to get this situated first, so let's go wash that right now. So this palette I actually got off of Amazon. It's really just a cheap plastic palette, and some of these little stains on here are actually from acrylic paints, and I just I've always been kind of bad about really getting my palette clean, but I'm sure a lot of you guys who are artists or paint have those days too where you don't really feel like cleaning that much. But I think this is as good as I can get this. And it doesn't have to be super perfect. I just mostly wanted to get all of the linseed oil away. So I keep my pastels in two separate glass bowls. I know this isn't really what you're supposed to use these guys for, but I had no use for these in, you know, a dining setting kind of way. So I figured, oh, that would be a really cute little container for my pastels. So I actually have a separate one for the pentel oil pastels and for my mungyo oil pastels. And now look, they're so dirty because I just kind of leave them in the bowl. But I actually have another set, an unopened set of my mungyo oil pastels. I don't know if you guys can see it clearly here. So the funny thing, when I bought this from Amazon, I was expecting it to come at a certain date, but the date has well passed and I still didn't receive my package. And so I obviously filed a claim, and you know, I just wanted my money back, and I was just gonna buy another set, you know. But after I did that, the next day, literally, this guy showed up at my door, and so I ended up with two sets of oil pastels. So I'm gonna keep that for, you know, next time I need to refill or I ran out of one of the colors. But I thought this could be a good one to make a video out of at some point and do like a unboxing kind of thing, even though I already kind of opened this, but talk more in depth about these pastels and maybe do like a little review. So that'll be for another day. For now, I still have these two sets that I've been mostly using. I don't really use the pentel ones too much, like I mentioned in my other video. I really just use this for sketching and quick studies. I mostly use the mungyo oil pastels, and they're my favorite. But these are the only two that I've tried so far. So I don't really know too much about other brands. So maybe I could buy another set and review it for you guys and see what I think. But for now, I really like my mungyo set. I have no problems with it. Well, there's a couple, but it's my go-to for now. So that looks good enough to me. For now, I'm just gonna kind of stick them in this corner where the rest of my supplies are. I don't have a lot of space in this office, so I just kind of make do with this little corner. So for now, you guys will go there. So I will be using this 3M blue painter's tape just to create a border around my paper. And I think, I'm not sure what size this is, but I think this is the one that's a little bit thicker than 1.5 inches, or 1/2 inch, sorry. It's about 1/2 inch, I think. And so I'm actually going to choose the side that has the most tooth in it, just because I like that texture with oil pastel. So I think this is the smooth side. So I'm gonna keep this face up and tape this side. But yeah, so like I mentioned, this is an Arches watercolor paper, and when I went to Jerry's, actually, I was contemplating on experimenting with mat board and foam core, I think, like archival foam core. But the store person mentioned that this might actually be a better option for me because of the quality of, you know, the archivalness of it, I guess, and just the overall texture that I was looking for. So at first, actually, I didn't see this paper, and I think if I had seen this from the get-go, I would have gone with it, but it was just in a really weird corner of the store. And so, yeah, this paper I think cost me about 16 bucks. So it's a little pricey, but it's good to invest on good quality material, especially if you're hoping for one day, you know, exhibiting this somewhere in a gallery, or even if you just decided to keep it for yourself. It's good to have something that you know will last for a long time and isn't something that could fade over time, and the quality of your work overall, instead of appreciating, it depreciates. So I kind of just roughly get it in line with the edge of the paper, and I leave a little bit just so it'll be easier for me to pull when I'm done. So that's one side. And I find that putting a border really will help you a lot later on with your framing. And I just overall, with drawings in general, I like having a border. I just like the look of it, because it's kind of like you're already pre-framing your drawing, if that makes sense, within your actual drawing. I've actually been thinking about doing this all day, sitting at work, and I just couldn't stop thinking about how much I just want to get started on this piece. And I'm most likely going to have to tape this to the wall because I have a drawing board, like a clip drawing board, you know, but it's not big enough for this size of paper. And so I figured I probably will just have to tape it against the wall and use the wall as my canvas of sorts. Hard to tell the edge of the paper because it's a little frayed at the edge, you know, it's not a straight edge, but I guess it doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to have a border. And so that's my border on this 30 by 40 Arches watercolor paper. And yeah, just making sure. Yep. So yeah. So I'm looking around my office and I just realized I can't put it on this wall because there is a light switch, and I was hoping I could stick it up against that wall because I have a window right here, so that would be perfect. But because of that little light switch, I don't know that I can put it there anymore. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna have to put it and stick it behind the door, which is less than ideal. But I really have no choice. I don't have room on this side. And yeah, so that kind of sucks. But as you can see, my little clipboard for drawing board, clipboard, whatever, it's too small. So I would use my easel, but that I can't because I don't know where I would mount my paper. And so yeah, I'm guessing I'm just gonna have to stick it on this side, which is gonna suck, but it's okay. So I think that's the best that I can do with that piece of paper for now. I'm really hoping that once I get started on that new piece that I won't have to move it anywhere else, or that hopefully my painter's tape is enough to make it stick on the wall. But yeah, I think for tonight that is it for this vlog. I don't really have much else left because it's getting kind of late, and I think that's kind of one of the things that sucks about wanting to pursue art even though you have a day job. So you kind of have to set time for yourself even on the weeknights of when you'll do art and how much of it you'll be able to do, because there's just so much that goes on in a day. And so yeah, I'm hoping that these vlogs will help inspire me to create new things for you guys and share more of my work and my process. And so if you like what you see, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, and I will see you guys on the next vlog. Bye!